Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to show you guys a quick, simple way to bind your journals. I got inspiration from this pet recipe book, and it's really old. It's an antique book, and the way it's bound is with some twine. It looks like it's baker's twine almost. So I took inspiration from it and decided that I wanted to try binding my journal this way, because I've been looking for other ways to bind the journal since I started having problems with the dexterity in my hands, and this works pretty well, and it's held up for a very long time. And if it's held up since 1930, I figured that it could work for a junk journal as well. So I went ahead and tried the method out on one of my kits that I'm working on. This is the new design kit that I have out, and I'm creating a journal, and I wanted to still do different signatures, so I went ahead and bound a couple of these last night just to test to see if it was going to work, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. And then I'll show you guys how to actually bind it this way. This junk journal is composed of my printable kit, and I added some tea-dye pages, dictionary pages. This is available in the kit, this page. It's featuring these floral ladies from a vintage or antique Shakespeare book. These are flowers from Shakespeare's garden, and I took and remastered the images and isolated the ladies and made them into journal pages. Here's the other signature that I went ahead and bound. Okay, so the method is super simple, and all you are going to need is your hole punch. You can use a single hole punch or a double hole punch. You just have to make sure that each time you hole punch that you line up your signature pages. That way when you go to bind it, they will all be lined up. You'll need some sort of ribbon or twine. I decided to use the jute twine for this journal, and I went ahead and I already folded these pages. I will show you how to fold with, I'll just give you an example. You just take and you fold it in half. It's that simple. And then you're going to take and hole punch. And like I said, you will want to mark where you want it to be bound. So what I did was I took a pen and marked where I wanted my holes to go. That way I can just line it up easily whenever I go to hole punch. Just make sure you have it lined up, and then you have your holes in the correct spot. So you'll just take again and fold your page. These designs are from another kit that I'm actually working on. I'm getting that one out as well. But let's go ahead and work on the current journal, and let me count and see how many pages I have. 1, 2. Okay, so I use 6 pages per signature, so that's what I'm going to do, is use 6 pages. And I'm just going to stagger the pages. I'll do some from the kit, some tea-dyed pages as well. That way it creates a flow, I guess you could call it. And also have some tea-dyed line paper as well. And I want this page to be the back of my journal, so that's the one I'm going to have on the back. Now what you're going to want to do is cut your twine, and I would cut it 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches, and you can, if you have too much, you can always go back and cut that off later. So then you're going to take your twine and thread it through the hole, the first section. And what you're gonna do is create a knot, but you want to leave enough space. I just put my finger in the twine between the hole and the twine, and make sure that my fingertip can fit in that hole, because you want to leave enough space that you can actually turn your pages without the pages tearing. So that's the only difficult thing about this, and it's not difficult at all. But as you can see, it's loose enough that there's a little bit of give in it, and that way whenever you are moving your pages, you're able to just flip through them easily. So again, I'll take and I'll cut my other piece, and like I said, 3 or 4 inches, and just cut your twine, and then you will thread it through your lower section of your holes that you hole punched out earlier. And I'm sorry if I keep getting out of focus of the camera. I'm trying to. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna make sure that there's about a fingertip of space left. When you're tying your knot, you're gonna do 1 loop and loop it again. And there's your signature is created. And then what you can do is, I want this to be the cover of my journal, and this one to be the back of the journal. And I think I'm going to have 3 signatures. I actually could have included this page from my kit as well, but I did not incorporate it this time. But you can easily go back and add pages to the signatures as well. It's just twine. All you do is remove it and add pages if you would like. There's plenty of space on the insides to add things to your journal. There's, in the kit, there's pockets you can add to different areas. There's cards, and you can add these inside of the pocket. There's tags as well. I went ahead and completed a couple of tags and added the jute twine onto those, and all I did was distress the edges, and I use antique linen distress ink for the edges on these. And so the last piece here, we're gonna have to make the twine, cut the twine longer. So I'm assuming that I'm going to need at least 6 inches of twine. This is probably more. And I'm going to take and thread that piece and combine my signatures together to complete the journal. And then I can go back and add and embellish the journal. The first signature went in pretty well. It seems to be getting a little bit more difficult when the twine starts to unravel, which that's what it was doing there, is it was unraveling. So I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of this twine. And a way to stop that would be just to put a piece of glue on the end of your twine. That way it doesn't unravel when you're adding your signatures. I'm going to add the twine to the last pages, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like completed.